Hey, I'm Kev, and welcome to another episode of the challenge Battle of the Exes 2. And we are on episode 6, and let's get started with this episode. So, Adam and Avery have like something, a connection. Unfortunately, Avery has a boyfriend, but she would totally like be all over him if she did not have one, like she said. And Adam is getting tips from Jade to talk to Avery, and I'm like, "Are you serious, Adam? Are you serious? You're taking tips from Jay?" But then I'm like, "Okay, Jay did date Jenna, so." Anyways, next we have Sarah and Jordan thinking that they are the best couple and that they are going to kill the final and they have nothing to worry about. But before that, while Adam and Avery were kind of flirting, Johnny was talking to Adam. And according to Avery, he never talks to Adam. So, except that night that Adam was flirting with Avery, is the night that John is talking to him. Coincidence? We don't know. We go to the straight to the challenge, and the challenge's name is "Don't Forget About Me." Basically, it is a mini final, and I love mini finals. It shows you who is ready for a final. It shows you just a little bit of what you're gonna see in the final, and I am excited. Basically, they're gonna be solving a puzzle. The puzzle is gonna be covered by 300-pound steel door, which the guys are gonna be pulling, and the girls are gonna be memorizing this puzzle. So if the guys get tired and the steel door shuts, that's it. That's the only time they get to see the puzzle, and then they have to complete this puzzle all the way on top of this other mountain. So, if you have a weak partner that cannot lift the 300 pounds and you have 3 seconds to look at this, then basically you're not gonna be able to look at this again until you're on top of that and you come down again. So I'm like, crap. And before the challenge day, I was talking with two of my buddies that I watched the challenge with, and I was like, "Who do you think is gonna win?" And me, as a challenge veteran, viewer veteran, I know I was like, "Okay, Wes and Teresa win, or probably Jordan and Sarah." And then on the bottom, we're gonna have the rookies because I just knew that we were gonna have the rookies in the bottom. Like Adam and Bray are gonna be possibly Jay and Jenna, but I did not know what the challenge was. But now at this point, I'm like, okay, no, I think that Sarah and Jordan have this in the bag. Why? Because I don't think Teresa was is good at puzzles. We saw her struggle with the free agents puzzle, which like cost her $1 million, and she was just like doing these weird faces. So I was like, oh god, this is. I did not think that Teresa was good at puzzles. Anyways, um, later, my second choice was Zach and Janae because I really think that Janae is a very smart girl, and I'm like, and she got one of the biggest dudes, so she like no problem, and I think she's one of the good runners in the house. I think, I don't know. I'm like, okay, they're gonna kill this, so they start, and this thing does not look heavy, but just looking at how much the guys are struggling, I'm like, okay, it is heavy. I must give it to them. At this point, they're going. Everybody is going up the hill as if John and Zach, because of course Zach is the biggest dude and the strongest one, physically, built and shit like that. So she has even more time to fucking memorize this whole pattern, puzzle, whatever. So they are describing this mountain as a very steep, going to hell, going to heaven, but it seems more like going to hell. Why? Because the sun is on them, and I think they're doing this like at the time where the sun is like right in its point and is really like shining. So Zach and John A were actually the last ones to start going up this hill, and they're the first ones up the hill. And then they passed Wes and Teresa, and they passed Jordan and Sarah, which was all like, okay, they're gonna win this. And then John A gets there, and she forgets everything, and I understand because like it seems like Zach does is not even helping. It seems like the first round it was all up to the girls. Like the first way up, it was all about the girls, them memorizing. But then they thought, okay, this is too hard. We're gonna have to um, tell our partners to help us. And I think it was about not only the girls memorizing, but the guys like trying to memorize with the girls, so it would be much faster and much easier. But I don't know. Anyways, so they basically have this like little square where they're gonna work on, and they're working right next to each other with nothing covering them, which bothered me because they could easily just like go and look at the other sides. And I was like, they always like cover up. I remember in Rivals and Battle of the Seasons, they covered up these puzzle pieces. But anyways, these people are too disorganized and just like start doing their puzzle. They dump the bag, and it all gets messed up. So basically, it is just like you can just see pieces of puzzles all over the floor, and you don't even know which one's which. 2 hours in, and Sarah is already throwing up, and at this point, I'm really surprised because we have seen her like this in the final challenge in Coulter, but well, she is one of the strongest girls, and I think she is the strongest girl in this group right now. And I don't know why she always has troubles when she has to run a lot. And at this point, Jordan is not really being much help because he is not even supporting her. He is just like trying to prove to everybody that they are the team to beat, when Jordan, you don't want to be the team to beat right now because you want to have all the attention on Wes and Teresa, so you guys are safe. It wouldn't be that the better move, but no, his ego wants everybody to know that they are the best, and Sarah right now is vomiting. I do gotta add that I did not mention that these guys have to pull. I mean, I mentioned that they have to pull, but Jordan only has one hand. So this guy is wrapping the rope around his wrist and pulling with the only hand he has. So it is much harder for Jordan to do this challenge, and I give him a lot of props because of that. And but he needed to treat Sarah a little bit more kindly, as well as Zach and Adam. Anyways, I think 2 hours and a half in, or 2 or 3 hours, Teresa and Wes finish, and at this point I'm like, okay, they're not even gonna get it right in the first turn. TJ checks, and they are the winners. They are the first ones finished, and I'm really surprised because we saw last season that she wasn't really good at puzzles, and now this time it was good. She was on point, and I have this mindset of Wes always kind of yelling at girls, and I just remember Wes from the Exiles in Fresh Meat, and it was refreshing to see him calm, collected, like in working well with Teresa, and Teresa too with Wes, and I am enjoying them so much because everybody hates them. I'm serious. In the social media, I see everybody hates them, and I think people are gonna start like not even liking me either because I'm with Wes and Teresa right now because I'm just loving their gameplay. But there are the winners, and they are the power couple, and I understand why Teresa is like feel like she looks like she's loves being power couple and she loves power, and because she's never really had power in any game, in any of the challenges. And when you are actually winning and you feel good, you feel different, and she is doing in this challenge, and I think she needs props for that because she has proven to this day in this challenge that she is a competitor to be reckoned with, and Wes and Teresa are the couple to beat, like they say. So at this point, actually, Sarah and Jordan are finished with their puzzle, but they are missing one piece, right? So, they're working right next to Nia and Leroy, and they Sarah says that it must have been on Naya's little pile. But before this, people were just dropping bags on the bottom of this mountain. So basically, Leroy threw his bag. They just got mixed up with the bags, and now Naya and Leroy. Well, Sarah and Jordan have to wait for Naya and Leroy, but they don't have their bag. They have Jay and Jenna's bag. So at this point, actually, Naya finishes the puzzle, and I'm kind of surprised because I'm like, you don't even have your own pieces, and you're actually finishing the puzzle. So at this point, Naya does not have the pieces that Jordan needs or that Sarah needs. But Leroy and Naya actually finished this puzzle, and I'm really surprised because I did not think that Naya would be one of the smarter kind of puzzle memorizing people. And to me, this is very good because I think that, like, Leroy has the strength and Naya has the smarts, and I think this is the couple to be worried about as well. And I am happy for them. So finally, Jay and Jenna come up, and Sarah and Jordan are the third couple. 4 hours later, now it is getting dark. No other couple can do this, and Adam and Brett are just bickering. And I understand Brett because she says that Adam is not even helping her at all, and it's evident. You can see it in the whole episode, and he's just whining. And at this point, they only have one more chance to go down and up. Whoever has the least pieces correct is going to the dome. So at this point, it's Zach and Johnny, Avery and Johnny, Jay and Jenna, and Adam and Britt. Zach and Johnny are having the worst trouble. They're veterans, but they're not getting this. Johnny wants to quit, and Zach is saying that Johnny's puzzle is like a kindergarten made it, and I totally agree. So at this point, the four couples are left, and the losers are Brett and Adam, or Adam and Brett, and it is really surprising because I really thought that Johnny was gonna fuck this one up, but she did not. So at the end, Wes wants Johnny and Avery in because Johnny and Avery has the most kind of connections in the house. Johnny has very good friends. He has the Boston Alliance, and he has Jordan, and Wes also gave the reason that it was because Avery was one of the girls that actually kept up with Teresa, and well, they were one of the couples that actually were keeping up with him in the final, in the going up the mountain. So at this point, Avery goes to talk to Johnny, and they just start bickering because Avery kind of tells him it is your fault, and he takes it to a level because Wes and Teresa are friends with Avery, and Johnny was kind of working with Bananas. So basically, Avery was saying it's your fault because you were working with other people, but I mean, it is kind of his fault. That's why. But now Avery just should have said like we're going in, whatever, But she had the mindset that okay, we're going in because of him. We're going in because of him. But anyway, so at the end is Avery and Johnny versus Adam and Britt. So in the dome, it's called stacking up. Basically, they're gonna be stacking up these crates and then balancing on them. So once they are up, they're gonna go down. They're gonna be balancing while they're stacking up these crates, and they have to gonna ring the bell. So Johnny and Avery are going slow and steady, and Adam and Britt are going kind of fast, but they're moving a lot, and Adam is not placing the pieces where they. So we are left in a cliffhanger, and these two boys are both about to make the jump to ring the bell, and we don't know who wins. We get the half season preview, and it looks like we're just gonna get good. At this point, I really want Avery and Johnny to win. To see you guys next week, and see you later, alligators. Bye bye.